Yeah, thanks for reminding me. Okay, so this model has a lot of vertices, so every process that I do is going to be very slow. So like let's say that we want to make this model hollow as it is for metal casting. So first off, we would have to cut it. So we select and we can choose this command. You can access it with cut or just simply press Control C. And over here, you can decide how you want your cut to be made. Do you want your cut to be horizontal or you want it to be vertical? You have these axes that you can use for cutting. And then here, if you roll over the yellow ball, you can decide where you want to cut. So for example, this is going to be my cut right there. And then you can say upper part, lower cut, and then here you can say place on cut. So basically when you perform the cut, it's gonna put both of your parts, and over here where it says sorry, I need to move my object because both of them are, I want to select just one. So now move it. Okay, there we go. So that's where both of them are. So now let's see how they are like this. Now I'm going to do a preview. It's going to get angry at me because it doesn't have supports, as you can see here. But this is what I wanted to show you about the wall loops. The wall loops on the strength this is 8. And then I'm going to say infill, I can say 1%. And now let's look at the process of printing this. You can see that my model is entirely hollow with the exception of like a few lines of PLA that are very easy to rip out. But basically we don't have to add an inner wall in Blender because by changing the amount of wall loops, we can make our piece thicker. Or we can say like less wall loops. How does that look like? So now let's preview that. You see how different now it's like thinner. So this is like super helpful. So I'm gonna keep it like here, for example, in 6. And also playing with the infill. So those are like your two main variables when it comes down to strength. And also another thing for you all that are, if when you're printing on the big Gigastorm, a better infill design that worked really well for us was this monotonic line. So the difference between these other ones is like in the monotonic line, the nozzle never gets picked up because it's a continuous line. So it is like a little bit like less room for error, but you know, that's something that you, once like the printer is doing it, like I can show you exactly what's happening. So slice is completed, like it likes it. You can always like preview. And like when you see a shape that appears from nowhere, like for example, like look at these nails here. There's no support for them. Like they're like floating in the air and then they just appear. That is a problem. It does need support there because you can't like extrude material into the air. So that's why we go back to prepare and we go to this tab that is called support. So support, we want to check on that box, enable support. And the type that has been very successful is the tree support. Tree support, um, I don't mess around with the values here, but one thing that I do like to play with is the branch density. Is usually like pretty good to like have it more or less depending. So for example, I'm going to lower my branch density, and the tip diameter is the tip of the tree. If you want it to end up as a funnel, I'm not sure if it's gonna like if I do like 0.5 millimeter. That's like a very, very small amount, but he liked it. Now it's gonna be generating the trees that you can see here. The green stuff is the supports that are entirely needed in order for us to be, in order to support that hand, that turtle hand. Okay, so once like all this is done, like once you're like happy and like you're not getting any messages of error on this bottom part with warnings, then it means that your model is ready to be printed. So you're gonna click here on export the G-code file. And this export G-code file is the one that you're gonna put on your USB and take over to the printer. So I just like save it there. And that's it. Now let's go back to our other elements. And this gets, like, as you get better at Orca, there's a lot of possibilities. I'm gonna create a new document and I'm gonna drag my shape here. We're talking about adding gates to our print. So I just wanted to show you that well, oh, here there's a tab that is called objects. So I go from global to objects. Right now, this is the structure of my file. But if you had more geometry, this is where all your geometry would show up, And you can right click on it and you can do a lot of functions. Like for example, fill bed with copies. Obviously, this is gonna fail. Like these are like too many. The more elements that you have, the more probability of error. So sometimes it's better to not have so much. But like when I right click on my object, you can do things like add a part, add a positive part or a negative part. If we wanted to add a gate, we could add a cube. And I can have that cube. I mean, you can definitely like model these gates in Blender, but you could also add them here directly on your program. Like if we need to create a metal gate. Now here I can scale, and I can just like use like these other tools. So like what this one is doing is actually like pushing the geometry up for some reason. I haven't like tested it, but it might work well for gates. I don't know. So this is kind of like a way that you can like generate your gating if you so desire. Or another things that you can do here other than cutting is also, I'm gonna delete this generic cube by pressing delete. Oops. I'm gonna add a negative part. So for example, a negative cylinder. And what this cylinder is gonna do is gonna subtract from that geometry. I'm not sure how this geometry is gonna subtract from there, honestly. Like it's not quite working. But when I do preview, let's see what that, oh yeah, there you go. There is the negative geometry. Like if you wanted to create, for example, like a window or something, it basically subtracted that cylinder there. So what I'm saying is that maybe like Orca itself can be a good place for making the gates. Again, you can make them in Blender, it should work as well. Lastly, just to show you, I'm gonna share these installers with you for the Gigastorm, and you're gonna notice that a Lego slicer is exactly like Orca, except that it includes the hardware dimensions of the other one, but everything else is the same. So I'm gonna share with you the place where you can download and install for the big printer. Okay. Questions from these teams? No. Okay. So I'm gonna stop recording.